In 2012, I had the unfortunate event of losing my dad in a car crash. There was my mum involved in the car crash as well. I was driving. I lost my dad on the scene. 3-car collision on the A66. And everything kind of went shaken up. On the scene itself, I just had one prayer, is God, where are you? What is the sense in all this? And when I did that, he responded with what I can describe with waves of comfort. And I knew that we were going to be okay. Instead of being filled with resentment and anger and bitterness, it's almost like God replaced that with peace and joy, which I couldn't explain. But obviously you can understand that I then had to suffer the consequences of losing my dad and the effect that this had on our family, on my brother and sister, and also the effect on the future of our families and our children and our marriages. Interestingly enough, 2 weeks prior to this accident, somebody had a prophetic vision for me that I was riding a bike and that bike was a bit too big for me. I couldn't quite reach the pedals. And basically God was helping me along with the bike and pushing me along on the bike and showing me how to ride this bike. And the prophetic message was that God was going to be an even greater dad than my earthly dad. And I thought at the time, well, that's great. But 2 weeks later, my dad passed away. And then it dawned on me that God was preparing me for him to be my father, or for me to understand that he is a father for me. As part of the process of dealing with the accident and the loss of my dad, I became more and more aware that I needed help from other people. I couldn't just get out of it on my own. I couldn't work it out on my own. And one of the ways that God's helped me deal with the grief that I was feeling is to go to Sozo ministry. It's a prayer ministry with people that can be trusted in the church. And they make you feel very relaxed. You're in control. I was a little bit nervous at first because I'd never done one before. But I only say the things I want to say, and I only go in the direction I want to go in. But also, it was about inviting God in that prayer to be guided, because some of the stuff that I was feeling and having to deal with, I couldn't actually work out which direction to take. Some of the sessions that I've done with Sozo, God gave me sometimes words and sometimes pictures. One of the pictures that he gave me was a picture of me riding a bike with Jesus at the back and also Jesus at the front, which I still can't understand, riding his own bike and basically cheering me on and watching me ride my own bike. And that bike is the life that he's given me to lead, being married, having children, facing adversities, going to work, and all this without my earthly dad, but with my heavenly dad. And after I had this Sozo session, I realized that it had been exactly 5 years since the accident. And it was exactly bang on the day of the anniversary of the death of my dad. And I felt completely overwhelmed looking back that God had been a father to me, and he'd restored me and he'd healed me from wounds. And he'd also cheered me on and became an amazing dad for me, which I needed.